Our first step to graphing the system of inequalities here is to take this first inequality and rewrite it by isolating y. It's actually fairly easy to do. All we need to do is subtract 2x from both sides. So then we're going to have negative 2x on the right-hand side and plus 8. This is handy because we now have it written in slope y-intercept form, where we have a y-intercept at positive 8 and a slope of negative 2. For the second inequality, we should do the same thing. We're going to isolate y. This time, all we need to do is add 5 to both sides. So by doing that, we're going to have 3x plus 5 on the right-hand side of that inequality. So here we have a y-intercept of positive 5 and a slope of 3. So let's go ahead and start plotting these points. Let's actually start with that last one there, 3x plus 5. So our y-intercept is at positive 5, so that's right there. And then we have a slope of 3. So that means we're going to count up 3 and 1 to the right. And then now we're going to actually have to go in the other direction. So that means we're going to be going down 3 and 1 to the left. 2, 3, like that. Down 3, 1 left. Down 3, 1 left, and so on. Okay, now we can connect these with a line. And you'll notice that I connected them with a dotted line. Let's go ahead and add these arrows at the end. So the reason we added the dotted line is because the inequality is actually that y is less than 3x plus 5. Not less than or equal to, just less than. So then what I'm going to do is highlight everything less than that line with some lines across here, okay? So that represents y being less than 3x plus 5. Now let's take a look at the other inequality, that y is greater than or equal to negative 2x plus 8. We'll start with that y-intercept at the point 0, 8. And then now we're having a slope of negative 2. So that means we're going to be counting 2 down and 1 to the right. 2 down, 1 to the right. And we can just keep going along. All right, now we connect those with a solid line this time. And that is because our inequality tells us that y is greater than or equal to negative 2x plus 8. Okay, so we're going to add our arrows at the end, and because the inequality states that y is greater than or equal to this line, we're going to highlight everything that is above it, just like that. So the actual solution set would be this top, or this right kind of edge here that I'm highlighting in yellow. That's going to help us answer the last part of this question. We're being asked to determine if the point 1, 8 is in the solution set. So let's take a look at where that point is. 1, 8 is going to be right up here. You can see I'm highlighting it in pink. Okay, so that almost fits inside the solution set. Now the reason it doesn't is because of our inequality here that y had to be less than 3x plus 5. And that's why we drew that dotted line, because it actually, if you have anything that's on that line, which is in the case here, it doesn't actually satisfy that inequality. So to wrap up, you can see my little explanation here. I said no, and that's because the 0.18 falls on the boundary of that inequality of y minus 5 is less than 3x. And by the way, I almost forgot, to get full credits for a question like this, you might also want to take a moment to properly label which line you drew represents which inequality. So you can see I just added that in there. All right, that is all for this question, and thanks for visiting JD's Preparation.